I do think Mr. Sessions does have a copy of this lawsuit. I think you may need to study it. I understand what Mr. Curtis just said, but the city has an obligation to stand by that settlement. Anna Avenue was supposed to be paved, and sewer, and the fire hydrants. The previous council said they did not have the right of way to put that road in back then. So if they would have put that road in and put the sewer line in, it would not have been no impact. I understand what he said that the council passed this impact fee in 2004. But I do know, for what I found out, local councils and city ordinance cannot supersede what the state says. The state ordinance says impact fees is for developers. That property that I have, when I bought it, probably over 40 years, it had a septic tank on it. It's 2 lots over there, septic tank. Ever since Mayor McDowell, who was on that, John K., I think Mr. Shaw McCall was my counsel, I had an effort trying to get sewage and that road paved. They didn't do it. Now, since they have done it, those properties that was not put on sewage because it wasn't available, those properties should have been grandfathered in. Because this previous council, they promised to do it, and they didn't do it. And I want to know why they're trying to charge me impact fee. I am not a developer. This council has legal representation, and I think somebody needs to ask their attorney, why am I paying impact fee? And you know, I certainly would like an answer. So I want to move forward and make updates on that property.
We'll have council research the whole thing. And
well, you know, Mr. Sessions, we've been talking a long time.
Yeah.
I've even spoken to council, and he promised to call me back. I spoke to Miss Adams. Miss Adams, you know, I talked to your husband how many times. And he was on board to do it, to make a motion to put that sewer way back then. But we're here now, and I certainly would like legal counsel to make an effort to get it done.
Thank you, Mr. Wick.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. 6C, Resolution 2024-04.
City Council Resolution number 2024-04, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Live Oak, Florida, declaring certain personal property owned by the city to be either surplus to its needs and sold at a publicly noticed sale, or determined to be obsolete, non-serviceable, or beyond economic repair and appropriately discarded, providing for the authorization to remove such surplus property when sold or disposed of from the fixed assets of the city, and providing for an effective date.
Has council had an opportunity to look at Resolution 2024-04?
I offer a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second.
And we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, item D. This is an ordinance, and I'll turn this one.
Yes. So first of all, just for the public's knowledge, this is the final reading of ordinance 1507. The final reading process will be handled a little more formally than the first reading process. those that are providing presentations, the city and the applicant, they will be sworn in tonight. And then we'll allow, obviously, for our public comments, and then up for consideration by the city council. So with that, then, we will read ordinance number 1507 by title, an ordinance voluntarily annexing certain real property into the city limits of Live Oak, Florida, and redefining the boundary lines of the municipality to include said property, providing for severability, conflict, and an effective date. And so where we're starting the process would be the presentation and analysis by city staff.
George Curtis, Development Manager for the City of Live Oak. This application was received on proper forms. All the advertising required statutorily and by our land development regulations was done in order for public notice, and the merits of the application meet all the requirements for consideration for a voluntary annexation request.
And the city's recommendation?
And recommendation is for approval. Yes, sir.
All right. I forgot. You solemnly swear that the testimony provided is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Yes. Okay. Applicant, please, make their presentation. You raise your solemnly swear the truth, the testimony provided is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Good.
Okay. You may proceed.
We're really here for supporting questions. Marvin Courier, representing the sellers, thank you. Evening, City Council.
Lance Jones, 805 Southwest Bay Drive, Lake City, Florida.
Lance, solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We're here not for another presentation. I think we've had enough of that, just for any questions that the council may have.
And for the record, then, if Mr. Jones could just give a brief presentation of what's already been gone over, just an overview of the project, acreage, et cetera, just so we have it on the record.
Okay, so the applicant, this is the first step of a project for the annexation into the city. That's the only thing we're voting on tonight. The applicant and the developer is wanting to do a single-family community on this property, consisting of about 3 homes per acre. That yet to be determined in the future of the voting with the city council for the land use and then the site plan approval, etc. So this would be an affordable home community starting at around $250,000 for a new home. And the impact fees would be significant. I believe Lance has the numbers, and then I had emailed everybody, I believe, an updated set of numbers. And at the last meeting, I believe the mayor had mentioned the breakout, and so I did a breakdown for you of exactly where all the fees are going and to how much to Live Oak. There was over $1 million a year, if I remember correctly, in annual tax revenue that will be generated directly to the city for city use that the city currently doesn't have, in addition to the county, in addition to impact fees, and in addition to the impact that the community would have local businesses.
And we've done some of the pre-engineering, I guess, something that we do for the land use and the zoning. Just going a little bit in depth for an annexation, just looking at analysis of some of the development considerations for engineering, such as traffic, flooding, utilities, and kind of showing the suitability of the site for what's expected to be proposed for the development. So, thank you.
Any questions we got?
One question. That was yearly, right? You said that the amount is gonna be, is that?
I'll show you.
No, just,
Go ahead.
is that every year that the city will be receiving that amount, or is that just once?
Of the tax revenue?
Yes.
It was over $1 million of revenue from the taxes would be allocated exactly to Live Oak
Right, what I'm saying is that a one-time deal, or is it gonna be yearly?
annually.
Okay,
So-
annually, right?
Yes, the breakdown for the millage rates for City of Live Oak is 1.068 million.
Yes, sir.
what we're expecting as estimated based on assumed cost and the number of homes.
Mr. Mayor.
I have a question. I got a question. The property appraiser was here last week or last meeting, and he said that it would be difficult for him to determine exactly because you don't know who's coming in and have the portability of the homestead. So is that the best picture there, or do you assuming that some will come in with already the portability, whatever the law is concerning that?
I'm not familiar with that law, but I can say it's based on an assessed property value of $300,000, and then doing both the homestead exemptions, the homestead deduction $25,000, the homestead new for another $25,000. I don't know how some of the veteran things that he discussed.
Right. He said it would be difficult to determine.
I would say that this is a very good estimate on an overall picture of what we're looking at.
Okay, one question. So now we're talking about, but now when we're talking about the expense of the city, of us having to maintain that property out there, how, is that going to be a balance? Are we going to be able to break even? Or is it going to cost the city down the road? We're going to get stuck with the,
Jill, you wanna?
would you please, Jill?
On the utility side, there probably wouldn't be nothing for 10 years, because it's all new infrastructure.
For 10 years. What happens after the 10 years?
You done made $10 million,
Or what happens after $10 million though, when that's gone?
not
Remember,
including
you
utilities.
gotta have to take the,
Hey, hang on, you need to come up.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I'm just inquisitive, I mean, I just wanna know. Question. And I got the right to ask these questions.
Oh, yeah. That-
Geraldine, Public Works Director.
That's right. Testimony you give to the truth, whole truth, nothing but truth.
Yes, sir.
My question is, I know we said 10 years, $10 million. Okay, but considering the fact that we weren't expecting the trash to trickle, to take it out of the county, Ms. Joanne probably could attest to that, that we had a big bill that came up when we had to take our trash out of the city. It was lots of money there. And we started talking about more houses, and now we're gonna have more trash, and then we've gotta have, we're probably gonna have to hire more people and maybe get another truck to pick up the area there. No, I'm just asking a question. Are we gonna break even? Or what is it gonna cost? Is it gonna eventually cost the city money in the future? Just roughly, just,
Cost of living goes up every year.
there we go.
Yes.
Cost of living goes up every year.
So,
is
but all those fees are gonna be assessed on everybody's utility bill.
Mhm.
So if the utilities don't change over the next 5 years, then yes, we will have problems not being able to staff the people in the area. So as long as the utility fees are there, then you add another, just say 200 homes. I don't know how many is gonna be there.
Well, if I recall, first it was 4 homes on the property, on the acre. Now we're doing 3. So that's less homes that we're gonna talk about on that acreage, right? So that's my concern, is that down the road, we start talking about, and then I know we said that it was gonna be for, is it still gonna be 55 and older houses? No, it's not gonna be 55 and older.
That's for mobile homes.
That was for the mobile homes? Okay, because I was really curious about that part of it too, when we started talking about those people moving in, taxes, the money. Taxes and the money that was gonna come in. And my concern is, I'm here to look out for the citizens of the city of Live Oak. Their funding. That's what I'm here, that's my concern.
Right.
I love housing, that's my.
Like they were talking about with the impact, or tapping impact fees, all that would be able to utilize through some of the older neighborhoods to be able to bring upgrades to those areas. Because we got the new infrastructure that's already there.
Just curious, that's all. That's my question.
Any other questions of the applicant? All right, we'll move into public comment.
So at this time, we'll open it up for public comment. Is there anybody who's?
You have a hand back there.
Hi there. We have property off of Bass Road, and I also have property off Sandra and Mr. Burgess'
Your
district.
What's your name?
Melissa Matt Francisco?
No, you're not.
Okay, so every time we come, it's a different story. It was $350,000, now it's $250,000. It's every time we come, it's a different story. So I don't know where Pinocchio is, but I'm just saying that it changes every time we come. So who can we trust? They're not from here. They don't have to live here. They're gonna live back at wherever they live. He's gonna live back in Lake City and spend all the money he made, and we're gonna be stuck with the repercussions of this project. Thank you.
Are we able to,
We'll have at the end.
Rebut at the end.
We'll have if the city has any questions or concerns, and then the applicant, but it'll be after public comment.
Marion Gross, how y'all doing? It's been a while. 322 Houston Avenue Northwest. The mayor really need to learn that Southwest. But anyway, me and my mom, we came here and we started with rental property in the black area on Walker Street and Sources. $250,000 houses for low income. It's not low income here in Iowa. That's a lot of money. And the rent, and the water bills, and all this stuff going up and up and up. But I thought they had a site that they was gonna open up over there where they brought 129 into 49. And that field over there, they supposed to be low income. I thought it was apartment houses and building and stuff, which would be, to me, a better site than people trying to buy a home for that kind of money and stuff. And we got, these people have families and no jobs, low jobs, and it's gonna be hard trying to sell them kind of houses right now in this area.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
It's Martin Freed. I'm on Bass Road. I have a problem with this development coming in with the traffic. Right now, traffic on Bass Road is like a speedway. We have a problem with the schools, with the traffic with schools. I don't know how we're going to fit 300 more people or 300 more homes in that area on that single lane road, basically. I'd like to know what's going to be with the traffic. There's no way out getting on 129 as it is now. They're going to put traffic lights. That's a major concern. The schools, getting to the schools, dropping kids off. There's lines going down the street on 129th Ave, and I'm just very concerned with this traffic situation with all these homes being built from there. And then we're talking about low-income homes. I don't know about, possibility, no offense to anybody, but could be bringing in some crime, low income. These are concerns that I'm trying to address. That's it.
Again, Bruce Lawson, 220 Merrimack Avenue. I got a call today. People need houses to live. I own rental property. I don't know if y'all know who I am. And we own about 50 rental properties in about an 8-county area. So everything I've got is full. And so 250, that's just the reality of what it costs to build a house today when you figure the pricing. So they don't control that side of it. So affordable housing happens in Live Oak because the government adds money to it. There's applications out right now for people to buy property. The $1 million they're talking about a year to come in for tax revenue does not include the amount of utility fees that come in when the people pay their water bill and their sewer bill. I don't know what that amount is, but because I don't know how many homes, but my water bill at my house here in town runs me about $120 a month, and so if you take the number of homes times $120 a month, that's how much the city will get additionally in revenue every month. So that's not the total revenue, but to operate a water treatment plant, to operate all the different things that need to happen, is divided by the number of people, and the more people you have to divide into that system, the less it costs per person. I've developed a lot of homes, and when I say a lot of homes, I've developed in Fort Myers, Orlando, and well over 50,000 homes in Florida. So the numbers that they're talking about really aren't bad numbers. Traffic is going to happen. People are going to move here. You're not going to stop that side of it. The question is, are you going to have good quality development? Are you going to do proper turn lanes? And all of that will be handled during the process. Density issue, 3 units an acre really isn't that large of a density issue. Most of the stuff we developed where I was anywhere from 6 to 10 units an acre in large 2,000, 3,000 acre developments. So this is very small compared to what I have personally done in the past. So the city needs the revenue. We can't operate a city without having additional housing because we don't have enough people in the city right now to split the cost of all that infrastructure we already have in place that wasn't maintained for the last 50 years. They're starting to do it. Our rates have went up, and it has to happen because we have substandard infrastructure. Our water lines in many areas are damaged. I've been down streets, I've called the city because I see water running down the side of the street because the water lines broke. And the only way we get those things fixed is to have more homes to divide the cost of. So if it doesn't happen here, it's going to happen somewhere else, and it'll be in the county, and the city won't get any revenue because the county's already looking at, they've gone out on the interstate and they've developed their own wastewater treatment plant. If the city doesn't approve stuff, the county's going to take over it and they're going to create their own water and wastewater system. And that's something to consider as council, that we will need this in the future, or the county will do it and you'll lose the opportunity because you'll be hemmed in. You won't be able to expand anywhere. So personally, I support, 3 units an acre is a reasonable amount in my opinion. So take that for what you get. Just as a past developer. Yes.
Mr. Lawson, you said the magic word, you own the rentals, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the taxes that are being paid, so if it was a homeowner, would we get more money from a homeowner or from the rental?
It actually can differ because one, the value of my rental properties are not as high as this. So total tax dollars you're going to be getting, because based on if you look at the value of most rentals in town, they're not this number. And just as a